Sheree, we have been rooting for you. We have been rooting. Kids have graduated from college by the time Chateau Sheree became a thing. Y'all, Sheree, Sheree. Ooh, like the video as the intro plays because we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make
sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
trying to run. She can't run. Now who can't run? Now who can't run? Who can't run? Yeah.
Okay, welcome, Tanya. Y'all, Sharonda will be in the Olympics before Sheree gets it right at this point. I feel it in my chest. Sharonda is going to make it to the Olympics before Sheree gets it right. I'm so tired of this. So let's start with the embarrassing stuff. Let's start where it all started. I think it was here.
I really want to do new things, try new things. So I thought of a great idea to start up a fashion line. It's always been a passion of mine. It's gonna be sexy, classy.
Didn't RHOA start in like 2009? So technically this would have been in production, what, like 2008, maybe something like that. That's the kind of time. Let me verify that. RHOA season 1 premiere. Let's start there because this is an embarrassing timeline. The first season premiered October of 2008. So y'all, we've been dealing with this. This was the start in 2008.
I really want to do new things, try new things. So I thought of a great idea to start up a fashion line. It's always been a passion of mine. It's gonna be sexy, classy.
Okay, that's where we're starting, 2008. Then we will never forget this.
Excuse me? Joggers. It's more life.
Joggers.
Style.
So he's talking about your clothing line. She by Sheree. Are you bringing it?
So Candy's trying to help her.
Oh.
So if I'm going
with it clear. Oh.
So if I'm going
with it, bringing it in. Oh.
So if I'm going
with it clear.
You weren't clear. I said I'm doing joggers.
What?
This is how it started. You weren't clear. Look at Candy's face.
Why am I getting so much
I know,
backlash?
Are you saying they're doing a line of She by Sheree?
Yeah, lifestyle.
Athletic wear?
Yeah, athletic, but lifestyle.
When?
Probably more September. For that is spring, summer.
Okay.
September.
This is where we're at. This is how it all started. Not Bob's house. Yeah, this is how it all started. Okay, before we get into Tyree's full interview, because I'm not going to review the full interview. Tyree was not playing with Sheree. Tyree is definitely in the business, and Tyree was ready to go.
Receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Because I got receipts.
Okay, so this is Tyree Lawan. I really want to give him his credit. So if you look, on his Instagram, he has worked with, and he says there's nobody on here that he shows that he has not actually worked with. Looks like he's designing a lot of the people who go to the Beyonce concert. Everything is his own. He not only creates designs, he alters, he does it all. He explains that he actually went to the Fashion Institute. So this is what he does: prom dresses, celebrity stuff. He works with Portia, Belladonna, the lady with the waist trainers. Some pretty nice stuff. A lot of like reality stars, Spice. He's, I wouldn't even say he's on the come up. He's been around for years, and that's why somebody like Sheree and rhoa would use him. So I just wanted to start by giving him his props. He's solidified in the industry. So shout out to him for being, a hustler and getting it. Why he thought that he would be the difference with Sheree, I technically don't know. But the man, he works basically. So I thought it was important to show you guys that this man is definitely doing his thing. So let's get into his actual interview where he feels like he's just kind of like had enough. So that's what we're going to be reviewing certain parts. Again, his name is Tyree Lawan.
You even try to like say, damn, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing it. Here, let me pay you this. Let me pay you for your time. And I'm gonna give you a tip too, because you make me look good on national TV. Because shit about Sheree been shit since it started. The first clothing line you had is when I built it. I built your shit, really. Everything online, like what Candy said the other day. If y'all don't know, we talk about She by Sheree. You know what I'm saying? She went online, she went on national TV, on Housewives on the reunion, and she brought out receipts. So I bought my receipts too, because Lil Mama tried to play me, and we're not doing that. You feel me?
So did you get paid for your work?
I did not get paid for my work. I got reimbursed.
He is starting off hot.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
For my work, and I have the evidence to show that I got reimbursed for my work. We didn't even get to the point where how much your labor is, how much your time is, none of that.
So you didn't get paid for anything but reimbursed for
I just got reimbursed what I put out. In fact, I didn't even get all that. I just got $2,000.
And that was not.
So let's clarify. Sheree came in and was like, he got paid. rhoa paid him. He got paid for stuff that he paid for. Imagine your employer saying, okay, you go ahead and you supply everything that you need, your computer or whatever, and that'll all be tied in. So you work for 2 weeks, your salary hasn't been paid, but they pay you part of the money that you paid to buy your computer and office supplies and stuff like that. Is that how it works?
It was not the agreement.
That was not the agreement at all. So okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to 2022. In fact, we'll go back to 2022, January, the first email, bam, January 31st at 5:47 p.m. from rhoa. Now let me explain who rhoa is. Rhoa is the middleman between me and Sheree.
Okay.
Most of the time I work with celebrities, it's through somebody. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes like I'm okay, so I'm known as the last minute king.
Explain that to people.
I work fast. So it's like if you call me today, I can make shit happen. I'm like the Olivia Pope of fashion. I saved you niggas. You feel me?
He saved me a few times.
My whole thing is this. Like, so everybody know that. Everybody know they come to me. If you want to need something last minute, shit ain't go through. You couldn't get this, you couldn't get that. I either can replicate it, make it, get it, or best believe we gonna get it done.
It's gonna be
it's gonna get done. Yeah. If you call me, it's gonna get done. Period. I don't give a fuck. I gotta do that bitch on you while you on set. You gonna have what you asked for. That's just straight up. That's just been real straight up. It is what it is. I'm gonna make that bitch happen. You know what I'm saying? And the front's gonna look good, but in the back you might be fucked up, but I'm gonna get you what you need. But you gotta pay me for my time because I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Been doing this too long. So let's go back to January 31st. rhoa texted me. She asked me, "Can you come and meet me at her shop?" She got a shop. Not gonna shop out, but she got a shop.
No, he said not gonna shop out.
Up down in Atlanta, and she was like, "Can you meet me at 7:30 p.m.?" Didn't tell me what it's about. And I just need to meet you. I got a project. I want to see if you want to be part of it. No problem. Cool. I shows up one time. Boom. So we sit there. I walk in. Sheree sitting on the couch. rhoa sitting there. Now rhoa, she have a dress shop. She sells dress from anywhere from her cheapest dress is $5,000, like maybe $4,200. All the way up to maybe $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't no. She already know when she called me. I done replicated dresses for her, and she already.
Okay, so what's interesting about this is Sheree has been going at this since 2008. So that puts us at about 15 years, right? Just to set an accurate timeline. 15 years. You are still going to multiple middle people within a 15-year time span. you could have, I don't know, went to fashion school yourself. You could have curated like actual connections with people who do the clothes and who do this, not just somebody who you stumble on who you like their work, right? Just saying.
She already knows she paying me every bit of $5,000-$6,000 walking through the door. And it's never been a problem. She always paid, always good. So we have a good rapport with each other.
Right.
So she like, okay, Sheree came to her, need a fashion show. Rhoa throw fashion shows. She has some of the best fashion shows. She had a shop in Phillips Plaza. So she is top notch. So for her to come to me, so you can't discredit me. You understand why I'm saying this now. Don't discredit me when I could remake a $10,000 dress on a $2,500 budget or a $1,000 budget because I done did it for her. So she.
Now I want to say that that's important, right? A lot of these housewives will wear the basic designer imposters. The fact that he can do a $10,000 dress for $2,500 is of value, especially in Atlanta, because everybody is fake it till you make it in Atlanta. So shout out to him because it happened, and now you know where you can get it.
She gonna make her money, I make my money. We got an agreement. Cool. All right. So she called me. I walked in. She, Sheree sitting down. How you doing? Whatever. Blah. We sit down. So they explained to me that Sheree has some coming up. She has a fashion show coming up. All her designs not gonna be here on time for the event. Now, mind you, it's 3 weeks out. So in my head, I'm like, why do you, like any manufacturer, you pay them extra, they'll get you your shit on time. Right. So you can't play with me when it comes down to manufacturing, anything with fashion, don't play with me because I know how this shit go. Right. If you got the money, they'll get that shit to you. Right. You get what I'm saying? All right, cool. So she was playing, it's not gonna be here on time. So I said, pay extra. It'll get here on time. Right. So now what? You ain't never submit the designs. You ain't never submit the flats. You ain't never submit the measurements. You never did the work. You ain't never had shit coming. Right. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? But again, I play dumb. Like, okay, cool.
So y'all are hearing that, right? At this point, Sheree's stuff is coming up. You're on this show and you don't have anything. However, as always, Sheree's always putting her foot in her mouth because y'all remember this.
Fashion. It'd be fair to say that the designer is actually doing everything for Lisa.
Juxtapose what he's saying to what Sheree is saying about other people.
Fashion. It'd be fair to say that the designer is actually doing everything for Lisa.
Oh, okay. I can slow it down. Let's see.
Okay, cool. So what we doing? I don't give a fuck about all that. What you did? What we doing? What you need me for? That's all I care about. All right, cool. So so we sitting there. So she said we just need 6 to 8 looks. Hold on. Say it while I'm talking. So let me find the 6 to 8 looks. Hold on, y'all. So I ain't lying. Hold on, right here. This text message right here. What did I say? 8 and 2 for her, right? Yeah. Okay. These my receipts, y'all. That say 8 and 2 for her, right? Okay, so that's 10. Now right here. Okay, so before I ain't gonna skip. So bomb. So we sitting there. So
thank you, Peaches, for being a member. Peaches, 14 months. Oh my God. I knew Peaches had been here since the beginning. Dang, thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting my foolishness. Thank you, Peaches. Alea's Tata, 7 months. I remember when you start. I don't know if I can say how I know you, but I won't say it. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. 7 months, dang. That makes me feel good, honestly. And I did slow it down.
We just need 6 to 8 looks. Everything else coming. Boom, boom, boom. She put out a bag of some bullshit. We got this. We got that. Like some tights and bodysuits that you can get from around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Regular black bodysuits with a little stitch on it say She by Sheree. Okay, cool. All right. I was like, so what you need me to do? She like, I need some runway pieces. I need something that's fire. I need something that's gonna make my brand look like, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Do you got designs? No. So you need me to design? What else you need? She was like, well, after you design it, I need to give it to the manufacturer. Okay, so now you need specs, you need flats, and you need your patterns. Yeah, okay, cool. When you need this by? I need this in 7 days. Huh?
Wait, what? At this point, he literally should have walked away. At this point, this would have been end of conversation. But this man is a hustler. This is what he does. So he's not new to people like Sheree coming in, probably a celebrity, and needing him to do things spur of the moment. But with that comes extra cost. So you didn't have designs. You didn't even have the specs. That takes us all the way back to RHOA season 2 when She by Sheree was supposed to start and she did not have what she needed. Or let's start to season 1.
Report this morning on the radio. Who was this wonderful person that was given a fashion show with no fashions? How dreadful.
We're going all the way back to season 1 where you didn't have any fashion. So you spent $100,000, I think she said, on a party, right? But this is what we've gotten accustomed to with Sheree, kind of like smoke and mirrors. From the very beginning, it was smoke and mirrors.
Huge staff. I have a chef, a PR person. I have Lawrence who does my hair. Tony AC, she does makeup. My personal assistant is Yvette Holyfield. She's actually the daughter of Evander Holyfield.
Yvette looks so confused. Yvette is probably still waiting for that original payment from season 1. She probably lived in Sheree's neighborhood back in the day, wanted to be on TV, and Sheree was willing to take her in as an unpaid intern, just like Sonia Morgan. Let me put my allegedly banner, because this is just what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's true. Evander Holyfield's daughter might have got paid. I don't know. Tommy Bites TV, thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate that. I have not forgotten about all the stuff that the members are going to get. It just keeps accumulating at this point. There will be a big party, I promise, where I do all my giveaways for subscribers and members, and it's going to happen. Just give your boy a little time. But I just keep buying y'all stuff, so it'll happen, and there'll be a lot more stuff. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I hope I pronounced this right. Gowalthny. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. And we got like 1,200 people in here. Definitely like the video. It definitely helps my channel, and it is a free way to support the channel.
Okay. I said, okay, cool. I said, but you only need 6 to 8. Yeah, okay, cool. How much does something like that cost? Rhoa already know my business. I already do this. I do this for a living. So she already know I'm already at 15, 20 bands out the door if you're trying to go to a manufacturer. Straight up, because you're not trying to go to the manufacturer with anything less than 50 bands. So what I'm charging you, it's gonna be 35 at the manufacturer to get your specs, to get your samples, and to get your patterns made. That's off rip, just to get your color line started. You 35,000 in. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I figure, okay, cool. You come to me, I do it for 15 or 20, depending on how many pieces you want. You know what I'm saying? So.
But here's the thing: not only is he designing, he's also teaching her along the way. 15 years in. And he's teaching you along the way. There should be some sense at this point, after 15 years, an unsuccessful clothing line, and now you have gone to athleisure. There should be some business prowess specifically about clothing at the very least at this point.
She already know in her head, Rhoa already got in her head, it's 15, it's gonna at least be 15 bands. So with that in her head, while we sitting there talking at 9:07, January 3rd, on a Monday, this hoe said, give me 15 to 20% of whatever you charge her. Because in her head, she already know I'm gonna walk away with at least about 3-4 bands just off connecting y'all, because I already know your prices. Right. Rhoa know my price, we've been working for a year. All right, cool. So she texting me this, watch her rate telling me everything she needs. I'm giving her now the game. If you're trying to go to a manufacturer, you're gonna need this, that, you need a lookbook, you need your samples, you need this, you need that. I'm telling her everything she needs. All right, cool. For me to do all that in 7 days, it could be done, because the nigga ain't gonna sleep if you pay me. Right. Straight up. So if it could get done if you pay me. You feel what I'm saying? So she said, okay, how much everything gonna be? I said,
in any business, if you are asking a professional to do things expedited, there will be an upcharge for that. And off rip, he is already doing it for a lower price. Now, from a business vantage point, it would make sense if he's going to now be on Housewives of Atlanta and his work is going to get shown and he is going to get some type of notoriety, right? So you might reduce the price. Celebrities don't always pay full price, but just like with Sheree's house, once she finally did the tour, she did the tour with her interior designer. And I'm willing to bet a lot of those pieces that they name dropped were at a discounted rate or maybe even free, because there was so much fanfare around Chateau Sheree. Are y'all following me? This man could have now taken his stuff to the next level if people saw how he flipped it for Sheree. But when you don't give him credit nor his money, that's when you mess up. And that's when you get these type of interviews. And I believe every word this man is saying.
I said the lowest I can go is 10 bands. That was the first thing I said. The lowest I could go fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking you should rate. Nigga, you got 10 bands.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Like, you on national TV. Bravo paying you. You can't tell me Bravo not paying you.
She got the biggest
you
house
in the motherfucking Chateau. In Chastain. You feel me? You got some jewelry you can pawn. You got something. But nigga really want their business. They're going to do what they need to do to get their business. Why? You going to get it back. You feel me?
Triple.
So that let me know she ain't street smart, no, she ain't no hustler, because you're the hustler.
There's always a link to membership in the description of every video. So if you want to join, It definitely is a way to support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kyra.
You don't want to pawn the ring real quick. Let me get this little
Not
20
pawn
bands,
the ring.
shoot this nigga this little money, get what I need to get, and I'm gonna get it back. You on national TV. If you were smart, you would have used me and said, listen, let's do all this. Find me somebody to set up my website. Let me give you an extra little couple dollars. I could call a job.
We would have did it. Website,
set her shit up real quick, and would have made. She would have advertised that shit on Housewives. You would have made your money back. You would have made triple that, and you would have
one night.
You would have sold out at least $200,000 in one night. More than that.
So he's not only teaching her about the business 15 years later, he's also teaching her about e-commerce and the way that it works. Hey, Tita, I see you in here. What's up, friend?
If you look at my numbers on my website, she got millions of followers.
Yeah.
I got a couple thousand. She got millions.
And she got support from all the girls who posted.
Everybody supports you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody supports you. You've been on the national.
And I think that's the big question. Like, why wouldn't she just do her business right? Because it would have still been more profitable than
But everything I'm telling you like this, I'm telling her, I'm excited. You know, when I get in, I'm like, you can make it. I know for a fact you can hit $500,000 in a week if you do this, that, and that. I'm showing her her profit margins. I'm showing I know business and I know fashion. I don't know how to sell shit. I can sell you some business.
Right.
And I'm a great at salesman. Right. If you would have I said, but look, if you hire these people, do this right here, do this like this, I promise you'll get at least $500,000. Yeah. So that's a hell of a return, nigga. You putting in $20,000 and for to make $500 in a week,
and a purse cost.
Mind you, this last minute. That means we ain't gotta wait months. Your shit gonna drop on the 17th. I got manufacturers in the bag that I already fuck with.
Okay, so he's a little rough around the edges, but I believe everything that this man is saying. Everything that this man is saying, I believe it. And from a business vantage point, what I do not understand is how Sheree could have so many successful people around her and never expect to pay them. If you want somebody at the top of their game, that will cost you. If it's not going to cost you in like actual currency, it's going to cost you in publicity. This man later on says that Sheree did not even want him filmed or pictured doing the work that he did on the day of. So now we have him, A, not actually getting any money. B, he only got refunded $2,000 of the $2,500 that he paid for materials. You're embarrassing him on national television. What more are we asking from this man? At the very least, she should have said, okay, well, this design that didn't come from Shein actually came from him, right? You always take care of your people. And that's what she fails to do time and time again. Time and time again. Oh, thank you so much for joining the membership. Kira was on it quick. Thank you. I've been promising y'all a members only live. We got to talk about some things in my new channel. So that is one thing that the members will definitely get. And I am going to go back. If I have interviews, members will be able to submit questions. I just won't be announcing it. So it'll be hush-hush between me and the members. Thank you, Kira. Jamie, what's up? It says, from what Freddie O said, a lot of the vendors from the housewarming, some people that helped out weren't compensated. I guess people tend to charge the game with her. That's not cool, though, Jamie. If you're going to do it and you're going to do it for publicity, make sure that these people get the publicity and notoriety that they deserve for helping you out.
Yeah, I can just go sit down and get them all this shit at that moment. Yeah. That's what I was going to do for her. Because, like, you're a housewife. We're going to get this money. Yes. I ain't even tell you how much I want to royalties. We ain't even go that deep in business because mama was already, I'm like, fuck, she doing all this for? Right. So when we talking, I'm doing all that. Okay, so this next says, I told her, send me your logo in the middle of.
Really, really quick. I like this question. D says, what's his website? I'll buy from him. This is what we do around here. I don't even know this man, but let me show you where you can actually reach out to him. He's Born Billionaire on Instagram. I'm pretty sure if you DM him that you want something, he's going to make it happen. So if you want to follow him, you can let him know that Mim sent you. I'm in full support of anybody doing the actual work, and I believe everything that he said. So shout out to him. Born Billionaire is his Instagram. If you like his work, definitely check him out. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Tita. I appreciate that. Tita is one of my faves. We're actually like this now. If you don't know, Tita has an Instagram. She has a YouTube. Super fun lady. She is very kid centric. So Tita loves the kids, and she has a lot of little hilarious children all around her. So definitely check her out. I love Tita Talks. D. Johnson says, love this conversation. This is why I don't do celebrity clients anymore. I've lost thousands from a client before. I stick with my doctors or lawyers. Okay, D, what kind of work are you in? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Andrea Moore, thank you for joining the membership. We do have a good old time around here. We definitely do. And I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So back to the interview.
Talking and trying to figure out that's how I know she ain't know nothing about business or she never do shit in fashion. Fashion costs straight up because you're getting units. You're not getting one or two things. You doing shit by 10,000, 3,000, 4,000. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it by units. So I try to say, so when we do it by units, look, fuck that. Send me your logo, send me everything. When she send me this, I send it to Casey. I send it to your boy. In fact, I send it to them.
Yeah.
You feel? Here I go right here. Just the logo right here. Yeah. Casey could not.
He even did the logo. But again, y'all, remember what she had to say about Lisa Wu.
Fashion. It'd be fair to say that the designer is actually doing everything for Lisa.
This man even did the logo. Okay, well.
Not do it because she sent me a fucking picture. He had to remake everything. He charged me for it. I don't blame him. This for Sheree. She bought Sheree. I need $250 overnight. I just need my shit in the morning. Casey did that shit in the hour. I get him that. You feel me? He did do that bitch in the hour. I gave him his $250. He got me what I needed. Cool. We did that while we were still in the meeting the first day. I don't even know if I got the job and I already got your shit. I'm already working. I'm that nigga. That's what they don't understand. They keep playing with me.
We'll get into that.
So we sit there. I say the price, right? Here go the next one. But you going, okay. I said 5,000. This rhoa one. Okay. Her homegirl. What that say? Go ahead. I ain't gonna say it.
Don't go too low.
Right. I said 5,000. She said don't go too low.
Yeah.
Cause
she wanted to help you.
She already know it was. She already know 2,000. Reason being, cause she gonna get what they say 15, 20%. If I say 5 bands, you ain't really getting shit. She wanted me to say my 20, 30 price. I usually say to everybody else. Why the fuck you charging regular people 20, 30 and you charge this bitch 5,000? That she texts me while we sitting there. Don't go too low.
Yeah.
So Rhoa kind of has some insight into how Sheree does business and how she's going to try to lowball them. Lunar Love, I've already watched the whole interview. He's actually graduated from the Fashion Institute. So I'm pretty sure he has some graphic artist experience. This man is actually solidified in the game. So
she did.
Right, you see it. Okay, cool. So I'm like, damn. So we texting back and forth. Like I ain't lying. Like Sheree talking, but we looking at her face. I said 5 bands. I'm looking just like she be on Housewives, that stupid ass look, about to lie, stuttering and shit. I'm like, okay. So I'm texting her on. I don't think she can afford it. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right, cool. I said it's impossible. I said, then she said,
is this what he's talking about? Is this the look he's talking about?
Probably more September. For that is spring summer.
Okay.
September.
Is that what he's talking about? Y'all, and while I was researching this, why did the original builder for Chateau Sheree sound just like Sheree? Just like a blast from the past.
When do you expect the house to be completed?
You're talking early fall, late summer, early fall.
Late summer, early fall.
Christmas girl.
Doesn't that sound like spring summer? We've been getting the same thing from Sheree for years. Also, does he still own the rights to those designs, but that she did not use? I don't know, but I would imagine that yes, she could not use them because these were technically his. If you pay people, you could usually use it. You pay people and cut them in. That's the whole point. Cut them in. Not Chanelica Betancourt. Jocelyn, what do you want? He was on the season of RHOA with Kenya. He altered the red dress from the auction as well as Brooklyn's commercial look. So he's been working. He works with Portia. He works with a lot of people. So thank you. Thank you, Chanelica. Unless you are not Jocelyn. If you are the real Chanelica Betancourt, just let us know. Thank you for the super chat. We got one more. Miss Melskate says, Lord, fix it, Jesus. She should be ashamed. She really should. Pay the man. Instead of being like, sorry to this man, I do not know you. We just got the whole breakdown of how he actually was there from beginning to end. and taught her the game in real time with an extremely short deadline that he completed and made to air through. He sourced these things for her. Like I wish that I could say I was surprised. I guess I'm more disappointed than surprised because this started in 2008. We actually saw it come to fruition on last season. Everybody was rooting for you, and this is how you still do people. It's not cool. It's definitely not cool, Sheree. So we got about 1,700 people in chat. We only have 500 likes. Let's make it to at least 1,000. At least 1,000. So let's go back.
I wasn't trying to go more than like 2,000, 1,500. I post right here. What I say? Impossible to do it really less than 15. I said I can't do shit for 15 to 2,500. That's really low, right? While she's still talking shit, Rhoa said, if she keep pushing, take mine off. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I see it.
I said, bro, that's dirt cheap. Did I not? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. That's why. Then we start talking. She said, "Oh, I know. That's why." Right. Then we start texting and we start talking and we start telling Sheree the game. Okay, for you to get this, that, and that. We start feeding her the game, telling her how shit go in the fashion world because clearly she don't know. So let me educate you so you understand where we coming from. So you don't feel like somebody getting over on you or you don't feel like whatever. First of all, you last minute, so you got to pay me straight up. I ain't like I even with my last minute, even in the industry, I'm still the cheapest. Because my whole thing is I got bills. So I can't go too high and you say no. Bitch, no, you're not gonna tell me no. All right, let's figure this shit out. Like, what's your price? Yeah. We'll figure it out.
It's that hustle mentality, and those are the ones that make it. I already showed you guys his Instagram. You could follow him if you like his designs. He tells you he can recreate things on the fly. Definitely check him out and support him so he can make back what Sheree didn't pay him.
I work with you probably can't get 20, but you can get mind you, this only for 8 to 6 pieces. I'm trying this whole collection in fashion.
6, so we don't end there.
Right.
That's just where it started.
Right. A real collection is 12 pieces. Right. When you talk fashion, a collection is 12 to 24 pieces. Okay. So you started at 12. So I'm going under that. So that's why I gave her the discount. Okay, for people who gonna realize why I gave this whole discount, I gave a discount because we was already doing less pieces. All right, cool. You only need 8 to 6. That's less than. Okay, cool. I'll do it for 5 bands. You know what I'm saying?
Now, okay. So Sheree came really, really hard at Candy, right? Sheree came super hard at Candy. If I were Candy, this man would be on my show. We would do a special. I would book him for some work. And he would definitely be on my show. But I don't know if Candy is as petty as I am, but the petty spirit in me, I would do a Candy pamphlet, and it would all be about Sheree. You know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I would pass it out at BravoCon. Everybody at BravoCon would get a pamphlet of Sheree's failures. That's how the petty spirit in me runs extremely deep. It runs deep. Sheree would be mad. Sheree would be mad. And let's not forget, this fight happened because Sheree did not want to pay this man during her party, and she wanted a helicopter. She wanted him to comp everything, basically, including a helicopter entrance for her divorce party. It's always about the exterior with Sheree. It never stops. Who gonna check me, boo? Came from somebody actually going to comp her a party so that they could get the publicity on the show, and she still wanted more. Abu says Sheree's too old to be playing these games at her big age, especially taking advantage of a Black-owned business, independent designer is trifling. You are very correct. Pay the people what you owe. That's it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. My beauty, thank you so much for becoming a member. I definitely appreciate it. And like I said, when I do my big party, all these things are gonna go. Some of them are members only, like that expensive toothbrush. I don't know. Oh, the Versace tumbler. Once I get to 10,000 on Instagram is when you guys will be eligible for this Versace like tumbler or water thing if you want to be bougie and go to the gym and have a Versace water. But that's once I get to 10,000 on Instagram. So follow my Instagram, make it make sense. That'll be a whole thing of itself. But Thank you so much. Real Talk 2 says karma is real. She news was ugly, and she put a whole lot of effort to tear Candy's business apart and use the death of a shooting to prove a point. Karma is real and comes with receipts. And Mr. Tyree Lawan definitely brought every receipt possible, and I believe all of them.
Receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Because I got receipts.
Thank you so much. And the last one, Chanela Betancourt, bump a pamphlet. I would do a runway show with those designs at Bravo. Low key, the man should. Tyree doesn't know me. I don't know him. However, what he should do, because a lot of people liked his designs, he should take those to e-commerce himself. That would be a good one, because his work is already done. The material's already there. He has every right to do that. Exposed in the Ohio player with, oh my God. Maybe this really is Jocelyn. Exposed in the Ohio player with an 8th grade education. She just a joke. Oh my God. The thoughts and opinions of those of the Make It Make Sense subscribers are not necessarily those of Make It Make Sense. Thank you for the super chat, all you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's continue.
That's your fabric. That's my time. That's your labor. I gotta shut shit down to do your shit. You want your shit right. You want patterns. You want specs. You want all this. I gotta go on the computer and do specs. I gotta go on the computer. I gotta do measurements. I gotta do all this shit in 7 days. And you want all this shit in 7 days. Expedite. Let me tell you what I did. It's in here somewhere. I called the manufacturer. I said, yo, if I wanted to get just a line, not how many pieces I did, because we're gonna get to how many pieces I really did. I said how much it will cost for me to get a whole clothing line in 7 days, the specs, the samples and all that in 7 days. Money ain't an option. How much? That motherfucker told me 80 bands. He said 80 bands and we need it up front. We do not take deposit on rest orders. Yeah. It could go up to 120 depending on your material and stuff that you need. And if we got to pay extra shipping. So 80 bands off rip, it might go to 120. 120,000 to get it in 7 days. That's only
Again, guys, Sheree did not have Sheree had Rowan. Rowan called somebody she worked with. Both of these people who were actually in the business were given 7 days to make something happen. That's crazy. This is absolutely crazy. There had to be something saying, I need to plan better, right? The thing about fashion and clothing, if you're going to do something trendy, you probably, you don't have that much time, right? Trendy stuff, trends expire. But if you're doing something original and you have your own, you have your own foresight, then technically you could have done this years ago and then released it. But you want it to be trendy, and this is what we're getting.
12 looks. 12 looks. Listen, 12 looks, 120. Or
He does sound like him.
80. That was the minimum was 80. He was like, you gotta send me 80 to even consider this. Before you even send your designs, you're gonna run me 80,000. And when that bitch clear, then we will admit on doing what you're doing. I said, all right, cool. I just called the manufacturer just to see if I'm charging, am I tripping? Right. All right, cool. So while we sitting there, boom, now right here, while we still in the meeting talking about bullshit, I don't know, talking about the price. Rowan, her friend, what her cap is? That means I ain't walking away less than 1,700. Yeah. Fuck this hoe. Right. I ain't walking away less than 1,700. She got to give me 1,700 to do this. Yeah. This is not her work. This is just bringing me in. This is what she want for her referral fee is 1,700. Gotcha. All right, cool.
So Rowan is making money because she has referred him to the work. So her bottom is 17.
We did not say a price that night. I said, okay, cool. How about this? What can you do? She said, okay, just do me 6 pieces. I'm gonna give you $1,200. I said, I can't do it with $1,200. Rowan told me, like, look, she said, that's just a deposit. I said, okay, so you want me to take $1,200 for the deposit? For your material? He said, yes, let's get the material. So I got some stuff at home, swing by my house. We could look at other materials, blah, blah, whatever, and see what we could do to bring the cost lower. In my head, but you ain't going under 5,000. I don't give a fuck what we do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you need too much shit. And to look, you don't have nothing. Like you zero. You ain't got shit. You don't have she bought shrink for 14 years and you ain't got nothing. Right. This girl ain't have nothing. All right, cool.
She had the logo. She sent you the
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
He
Look,
said
what time
he
is
did
it?
the logo.
4:42. It's 4:42 in the morning, bitch. I'm tired. Look, bro, send me whatever you're gonna send me. I'm finna go home. I got work to do tomorrow. Everybody know I'm busy.
Right.
I gotta be up at 6. Nigga, it's 4:42. I last text message.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I gotta go home.
Right.
I ain't got time to keep playing with you. Like, you don't know how much you want to spend, whatever. Look, I just said, look, just send me 1,200 and we'll figure it out.
Right.
I told you send me 12. That was on February, what did I say? February 1st. All right, cool. Remember that. All right.
February 1st, we remembering.
Boom. I ain't hear shit no more. Hold up, that's a lie. Let me go back. So on the 3rd, boom, what else put? I got to get the accessories from the Paramount. I say before they close for the weekend. I'm begging for the deposit. Send me the deposit.
Now, Phaedra had already said we can't be begging, we can't be chasing people for deposits. Y'all remember when Bob made her look bad at the court and she had retained Phaedra, but she didn't actually pay Phaedra all her money. Now she's walking in with Birkins. She had that Range Rover. She was, I don't know if she was building her house yet, but she had the Range Rover. She had the Aston Martin, and your attorney's having to beg you for the retainer. Now, this designer is having to ask you multiple times for the money that you need when you know you're only giving them a 7-day turnaround. And it's only $1,200. Now, $1,200 is a lot of money, but not to a housewife, not to somebody living in the chateau.
The down payment. I need deposit. I got to get the logos.
If $1,200 is too much for you to pay somebody that's working for you, then you probably shouldn't be in the chateau.
I got to get the embroidery. I need deposit ASAP. I need it by then. That's on the 3rd at 5:33 p.m.
Right.
Everybody closed by then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's on a Thursday. That let me know, like, baby, you still ain't paid me. It's been 4 days. Right. You need it next week. What we doing?
Okay. D. Johnson says, I'm a luxury tailor, dressmaker, costume designer for film and television, primarily in bridal now, where I charge $1,000 for alterations and $5,000 up for customs. D. Johnson, put your information in the chat. You never really know who's here, who needs something. Somebody might be in your area. If you have a website, drop your link. We support people around here. Thank you for the super chat. And, check out her designs. Check out Tyree Lawan. At the very least, let's throw people business. Black-owned business. I don't know if you're black, but, throw some business to people. Okay, somebody said I can't find it because the chat's moving pretty fast, but they said, where do you find Tyree? Again, I'm all about promoting people. So he's born billionaire on Instagram. I'm pretty sure if you have or you want something from him, all you have to do is DM him, follow him. He doesn't know me, but let him know, make it make sense sent you. Let him know Mim sent you. We throw support around here. So back to, I think we got a couple more. Where is it? Carolyn O'Neill says, Candy needs to run those designs in her store and print a pamphlet. If you still here, I remember Candy saying that she liked some of those designs, and that would be some good get back. I don't know if she's as petty as me or Carolyn, but definitely, if you're still here, the people want them. Rain, thank you so much for joining the membership. I really appreciate you. Anise Stubbs, thank you so much for the super sticker. Y'all are really making your boy feel good. Thank you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. We got almost 2,100. We only have 700 likes. At 2,100, we should at least be at 1,000 likes. So definitely hit that like button. D. Johnson says, most collections for a fashion house started 2 years in advance. Custom is usually a 3 to 9 month process. Mass production products are 6 to 12 month timeline. But D. Johnson, imagine saying you got 7 days. Crazy. And I'm still not going to pay you. And I'm still not going to promote you. And I'm going to try to embarrass you on national television. I'm glad that this guy came out. I definitely am glad that this guy came out. Okay, I think Jamie is still in here. I think I just saw something. Hey, Cotty. Where is it? The chat is moving fast. Okay. Maybe she was waiting on a Bravo check to pay for the fashions, but the Bravo check came in at some point. She could have paid folks then. Or maybe, you know what? Never mind. Neverland. There's a lot of nevers. You never getting paid. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand people who feel. I've been around some celebrities. I've been around some VIPs, and I never understand a VIP who feels just because they're VIP that they don't have to pay. I'm still the friend who, if somebody that I know has something, a business or whatever, I'm going to pay them full price just because that's how I show my support. I don't understand people who have this mentality of I'm going to get it for free just because of who I am. Everything has a cost, and now your cost is getting embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Then what she put?
I'm paying.
This is
bullshit.
BS.
Yeah, yeah.
And what she said, I'm paying.
I'm paying.
This is BS. Why your assistant got to pay for your fashion design? Because she knew. I'm telling you, when I tell you, this hoe was haggling us like crazy, sitting on the what you call it, she was haggling us for real, like bro. She was really really haggling us, like dead serious, haggling us. Like I'm talking about like haggling like a motherfucker.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
This woman basically got all this stuff for free. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you take it to court?
I ain't take it because you know what? It'll cost me more. I talk to my lawyer. It'll cost me more.
Right.
If you ain't got 2,000, we're gonna be in court playing.
Yeah.
Because you really can't give me if I go and if I take a car, I gotta do industry. I'm gonna have to do the industry standard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Not only you ain't reimburse me, I ain't charging my day rate from sitting on set on the day of your fashion show or altering all your clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all that separate fees right there.
All that separate fees. This ain't got nothing to do with another. This is one thing I gotta do.
So again, if you're just coming in here, what Sheree actually paid and what they showed was literally the money that he was out of pocket, and he was out of pocket $2,500 for this project, and they only paid him $2,000, right? So people are like, wait, what? Yes, this man was not paid. And let's go back to a blast from the past, because Dwight had to do the same thing. Also not paid.
Model, it was something else. And yes, I did. I called in major couturiers, and they came in the day of the show and fixed what the problem was. And that is what I do.
This is what Sheree does. And even Andy asked her.
Access to this show?
Honestly, no. It was not just Dwight doing everything. I was still very much involved.
Dwight, you seemed really active in terms of...
Was she? Because when Dwight wasn't involved...
Report this morning on the radio, guys. Who was this wonderful person that was given a fashion show with no fashions? How dreadful.
So she did actually have a fashion show, and we did see Dwight there changing things, and he let us know that the samples came in and there was nothing the day of except for what Dwight brought in. So this is the precedent that she has set. This is the precedent that she has set. Oh, Lord, Jamie is coming with the receipts. Check your DMs, Jamie. It says, this must mean Bravo helped out with the venue since it was the finale, or the other people got paid, or too shame to speak. I think Rowan probably got paid. I would not be surprised if she didn't mess with Rowan, but I don't think that she had any. It sounds like she was haggling from the beginning, didn't want to pay the fee, had insane deadlines that people had to meet, and there was no intention of her doing better. But he's not too ashamed to speak. Not this guy. This guy. Hold on, we got a super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you, Ms. Melskate. I hope I pronounced that right. If I do, y'all, I really try to pronounce everybody's name right. If I don't, chalk it up to my head, not my heart. D. Johnson. No, not I blame Project Runway. I like Project Runway. Is it not a good show for designers? It created this idea that you can make quality clothes in a day, which is true. Consumers really don't know how long it takes to make a garment. But at this point, should Sheree be considered a consumer or somebody who has a tenured history with fashion after 15 years? Sad to say, she probably is watching Project Runway saying, this is a read. She probably is watching Fashion Runway saying, oh, I could do that. I could pay somebody to do that. D. Johnson, blast from the past. There was a black designer on Fashion Runway, one of the earlier seasons, who I feel came in and tried to help Sheree in the same way that this designer was it Michael? You guys can put it in the chat. There was a fashion designer. He was a black younger guy. He made his mark on Fashion Runway, and I want to say he came in and sat with Sheree. Now, I hope I'm getting this right. I think he passed away some years back, but I think his name was Michael. That makes a lot of sense. Sheree probably does think that she can make popcorn fashion. Thank you for that, D. Johnson. Sheree has been scamming people for a long time. Thank you, Mary Kelly, and thank you for being a member of the channel for 4 months. I really do appreciate you supporting the channel in that way. Michael Knight. Yes, Michael Knight. And he was trying to help Sheree, and he was trying to teach her these things. And we're finding out that in 2023, 2022, she still didn't know them. Whew. Not Ray Ray. Thank you, Brandon, for the super chat. Ray Ray needs to listen to Nene. You never win when you play dirty. Love you, Mims, and let that petty spirit relax, relate, and release. The petty spirit is strong in your boy. I don't know. The get back can be real. Candy may not be as petty as me, but I definitely would have done some petty stuff already. George Toby says, BB should ask Andy for the money. Andy ain't giving nobody no money. Okay.
I do it another. And the reason why I had to come on your set, because again, in the text message you're gonna see, I waited 3 hours for them. We set a fitting date. They did not at 8 o'clock at night. 3 hours later, I said 3 hours. Nigga, it was, I can show you the time. It was like 1:50 in the morning. Nobody showed up. They talking about, oh, she's still filming. What the fuck? I don't need her. I need the damn models.
So
she ain't have no models. Just the day before her fashion show. No model. How the fuck I supposed to fit something on somebody ain't no models?
So what did you end up doing? How you fit without models?
We gonna get back to that. Let's jump it back to the beginning.
How do you
not
have models?
How many pieces she asked you? They only told me 8 and 2. That's what we agreed on. This on the 6th. Mind you, we've been talking since the 1st. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't no deposit, nothing. So this me begging. Now let's go back to the testament. This me begging for the deposit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I still ain't getting it on the 6th because we still talking about pieces. All right, cool. Let's pull up the receipt, what she paid. She finally sent me the deposit, y'all. Hold up. She sent me.
You do not have models the day before the fashion show. They do make it when you got the coins. They do make it when you got the coins. How is this? How is this even a thing, y'all? Where Sheree? Doreen Gar says Sheree wasn't planning on doing She by Sheree. It was just for the show to make her look like she's really been working on it. I think she wants the money from it. Thank you, Doreen Gray. Nicole Gray says her pride wouldn't let Candy help her with details. Now, from what I heard, and if Jamie's still in here, she can correct me if I'm wrong. From what I heard, Candy had gone to her a while back and said, Sheree, you should literally just, order from certain designers, customize it, put it out for a low price point. And Sheree said that she was really into fashion and she would never do that. And then it comes out that that's what she ended up doing. In all honesty, a lot of the boutique clothes that you see come from these same designers. They'll switch it a little bit. They'll switch the quality of clothing a little bit. That's why you can get it for cheaper. But in my opinion, I don't know. I can't imagine Sheree is using top quality fabric when she didn't even have models, designs, money. I don't. Thank you, Nicole. Mary Kelly says Mims do a live with him. Maybe I should. He does. If you don't follow Bad Boys Club, he does sound like Jonathan Wright. He's like a hair designer to the stars. He's like big on the Zeus network. He does sound like him. Miss McKellis, no models. How dreadful.
Report this morning on the radio. Who was this wonderful person that was given a fashion show with no fashions? How dreadful.
Let's continue.
Send me the deposit. She sent me. Now, what I told you, the deposit gonna be what, $1,200, right? That's what we said. Yeah. Well, I said at least $1,500, $1,250. That's the receipt. I said I need to deposit at least $1,500, $1,250.
Yeah.
How much she sent me?
$450.
How much she sent me?
It was how was that sent?
Zelle,
$450.
Right.
Yeah.
What I told her in the meeting, we see her talking about the meeting. The meeting in the text message say what? $1,500, $1,250. You told me $400.
That was gas money. She was gonna send the rest.
When? I waited a week. So this is what so people keep asking like, why you put your money? I put my money up because I'm the man of my word. If I agree to something, if I say, yo, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do it for you. You feel me? If I tell you, okay, I'm gonna put my name on it, it's gonna be right. If I put my name on it, it's gonna be good. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just me.
Did you know it was gonna be?
This shit's not aggravating me.
Did you know it was gonna be filmed for TV?
Yeah, they told me the day of me, and they did tell me it's gonna be filmed. So if it's gonna be filmed, my name's gonna be on it. Niggas already secretly don't like me. I'm already a threat because I'm nigga. I can make the clothes, style the clothes, and do the shit. I done been. I'm a nice guy, so I like working with stylists. I like.
From a business vantage point, this guy. Maybe he's rough around the edges. That doesn't matter. He does his job well. He's smart enough to know I'm gonna be on this show. I'm going to churn out these looks. I'm going to help her as much as possible. And at the very least, she should be like, what's the term? Because I feel like he's disrespected at this point. She should be elevating him. If you didn't design these clothes, you should be saying, this is the man of the hour. He helped me out. You know, these were his certain designs. I'm going to be giving him some of the back end. But that's not what she did. She chose to try to embarrass him, not pay him for his work, and it's messed up. And that's why we're reviewing this. Jamie says, Damon tried to help at one point in the past. She contacted me a little after. She sat there and said spring, summer. So if you don't know, Jamie is, I believe, Candy's media manager. So while Candy is on this stage trying to help you, let's go back to this. While Candy's on this stage trying to help you, you're giving her flack, but now you're going to Jamie for help?
Joggers. Excuse me? Joggers. It's more lifestyle.
So he's talking about your clothing line. She by Sheree. Are you bringing it in? Oh.
So if I'm going, you weren't clear. I said I'm doing.
And now you're trying to work with Candy's business associates. Okay. It said, Damon tried to help at one point in the past. She contacted me a little after she sat there and said spring, summer. When she told me she didn't know what Cyber Monday was, I got off the phone. What? How does anybody in any retail business not know what Cyber Monday is? Jamie with the receipts. Ty Jordan, thank you so much for joining the membership. I really appreciate you. Oh, Lord. Brandon, I didn't see you, but Brian Patterson, thank you so much for joining the membership. I know Brian. I feel like Brian has been around for a while. Thank you for joining the membership, Brian.
I like working with them. And then they be still iffy because I can do your job and my job. So really, I'm a one-man band, but I try to not intimidate them and I'll work with them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want your client, like, do your thing. You black, I want to see you grow. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like and then what kills me is when you start working with celebrities and all that stuff, people feel like that's the highlight. My regular people pay more than the celebrity, straight up.
Yeah, consistently.
And because the celebrity, they don't want to tag you right. They want to get to. I mean, I done had celebrities that give my credit to their friends. Bitch, that can't even do nothing. They give my credit. I don't say nothing though. As long as you pay me, I'm cool. And they know that about me. Bitch, I care about money. You pay me, you can say Jesus made your goddamn outfit. I don't give a fuck. Pay me my money.
Because they do that now. They'll say style by somebody, but it's a whole person that made it.
Exactly. They want to give you credit.
Come on, get the credit with
and that's cool. And that's cool. But
definitely. What is Cyber Monday? Any retail business now has these specials on Cyber Monday. It's equivalent to like Black Friday, extended discounts. You make a lot of money on this because you're moving a lot of product. Excuse me. So if you have an e-commerce business, even like Best Buy, Amazon, all these people, they have these Cyber Monday specials. They make a lot of their money for the year on these dates. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But Sheree would need to know that because that's when you would be putting your stuff on sale and expected to move more units. Somebody said the online Black Friday, but online sales on Monday. So,
but they always do. I always got to fight super hard to get my shit, which is cool. I ain't got no problem with it. But you're not going to play with me, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to play with me in my face, and then you're not going to congratulate. You're not going to do nothing.
Y'all, we got 24 people in here, but we don't even have 1,000 likes. Definitely hit that like button.
You're not gonna play. I'm tired of them. Like them when they have workers, they have people coming in here, makeup, fat, like styling, cameraman, anything. It's like we make y'all look good, but then we the last to get paid. But you won't walk your ass on Bravo set unless you got your check. You feel me? So now, bro, you demand your money from Bravo. They got to pay you, and you ain't gonna move till you get your money because you got to pay for that motherfucking chateau. Bitch, I got a condo that I got to pay for too. That's feel like my chateau, and I need to pay that motherfucker. And you hired me, so you got to pay me. So same way you feel about Bravo, I got to feel like that way about you. Right. So you start playing my money. What am I supposed to do? Right. You feel me? You done got to work now. You don't want to pay me, and they do that to a lot of up and.
That's why we had to review this. I do not like what she has done to this man. I totally believe everything that he has said. There's more. There's definitely more. I have linked his video in the chat. I have shown you guys his work. If you like his work, where to find him. We support people on this platform, especially people who have been wronged. So for Sheree to produce what she considered a receipt, and to think that this man, this Black business owner, would only be making $2,400 for all of this work to make sure that not even your vision, because she didn't have a vision. He came in with a very short deadline and was expected to produce quality work. And if you watch that runway show, you did see that a lot of people are like, oh, I like this piece, I like that piece. And Candy did point out a lot of your pieces are not on your website. So it looks like more of the Shein stuff where she could just put her logo on it, made it to the website. But the stuff that was kind of like fly streetwear is not there. And that is because that is Tyree Lawan. I've shown you guys where you could follow him. I don't think that he has technically a website, but if you DM him on Instagram, Born Billionaire, let me show you again. If you like his work, definitely utilize him. He's worked with everybody. A lot of Atlanta people who are not celebrities, but people who, want a prom dress, people who need something customized, people who need something altered on the spot. This man is solidified. And we cannot say support Black-owned businesses and then see something like Sheree clowning this business owner on national television and not say something. It's not cool. And it's never going to be cool. Dr. Minnie, thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate you. I definitely do. I appreciate all you guys for being here, hanging out with me. Also, don't forget, there was a Black mother of 3 murdered. If you don't know who Scotty by Nature is, it was actually his best friend. The oldest child is going into their senior year of high school. They are now living with the grandfather. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central, we're on this channel are going to be doing a fundraiser. So if you have $1, you have $2, $5, $10, it's all going to help. All money is going directly to the kids for whatever that they might need at the time where their mother was murdered through no fault of her own. It was domestic violence that she wasn't even involved in, but that will all be explained tomorrow on this channel, 8 p.m. Central Time. We are doing that. We are going to be giving. I'll be making the first donations to this. My heart absolutely breaks for the family. When you're in high school, your senior year, you're thinking about prom, homecoming, where you're going to school. You're not. Now this kid, the oldest one, his senior year is always going to be the year that he lost his mom. So we're going to be doing that for sure tomorrow. And I'm going to be hitting up people for donations that I know not involved in YouTube. I'm hoping that we can at least get at least $4,000 or $5,000. If we get 2,000 people watching that live and everybody gives $1 or $2, we're halfway there. So that's happening. Thank you for being here. I have linked his video in the description of this video. There's more tidbits that I might go live with later. But basically, Sheree, you just got exposed again. So she hasn't turned a profit, which basically what she said. He told her how she could turn a profit like that. But if you don't pay people and you don't value people, this is what happens. We got another super chat. Let's be honest, says everyone talks about how Marlo allegedly makes her money, but other than Sheree getting a divorce 16 years ago, does anybody know how she makes her money for real? She hasn't been on RHOA consistently. What I will say about Sheree is she's learned a few things. She's no longer like spending all this money on cars. So let's say she's made lump sum payments for her house. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't think she has any more liens that are active on her home. I don't know. And I don't even know if I want to research that. Like that would be a I don't know. I like doing deep dives, but I don't think I could figure this one out. Shout out to her for being a Black woman who was able to build, what did Iyanla say, an edifice like this, and she's still in it. Shout out to her for that. But other than that, everything seems to be smoke and mirrors with Sheree. So we'll see. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys later. This was a lot. Shout out to Tyree Lawan and everybody who was here. Have a good one.